Kugan Cassius, David Haye. I've got to say, I'm feeling this little.
You like the look? You don't see that every day.
Have a look. Wow. Did you have them made for you then?
I did. They were custom made for me. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, lost my train of thought there. Daniel Dubois, sensational win over Nathan Gorman.
That's what you expect from heavyweights. You want knockouts. You see a young heavyweight with all the hype. You want to see him produce the goods on the night, and tonight was the night we saw exactly what Dubois was all about. You know, he wasn't fighting someone who turned up to pick up a paycheck on late notice. He was fighting another young, hungry, undefeated heavyweight, and he showed this. For me, this was where he showed his best, and it was because he was in there against someone else. He's the type of fighter when it appears as though when you raise the opposition, he raises his game. Compare this fight to his last fight against Lotte, I wasn't that impressed. He won the fight clearly, conclusively, but I wasn't impressed with the amount of clean shots he took and the fact that he looked a bit jumbling. He was mixing it up too much. This time round, it was a completely different Dubois. Him and his team reviewed obviously the tapes and worked on whatever they needed to work on to get his mindset and his discipline and his focus just right. Because tonight he looked very, very impressive. He looked world class tonight.
And Nathan Gorman showed a set of balls.
Yeah, he really did. He really did. You know, when he got tagged, you know, certain fighters turn their back, certain fighters take a knee. He was really swinging back some leather, and some of those shots were hard. They were, you know, he was tagging Dubois in some real ferocious exchanges, and it was fun to watch. It really was. You know, a few feet away from the action, and that's what heavyweight fighting's about. It's about young guys going at it, throwing bombs, and that's exactly what we got tonight. You know, Dubois showed tonight that, you know, he was a level above. He's definitely a level above British level, and I'm looking forward to seeing which way he goes.
A word on Joyce as well. Got the win. Some of the scorecards were kind of inconsistent.
What went out? I didn't hear the score.
Well, one was one.
I heard
118, 109, one was 115, 112. Yeah, so it was quite.
Yeah, it's all a bit all over the shop. Yeah, Joyce definitely won the fight. You know, I don't think there's any question about that. I think he showed a good engine in there tonight. Went 12 rounds at a hell of a pace. I think maybe in the last couple of rounds he let Jennings get a little too close and he smothered his own work a bit. When he kept it long and that jab to the body was real nice. He was controlling it. You know, got caught. That's the first time I've seen him get hurt from a shot. And I've watched him spar the hundreds of rounds in all of his fights. I think that's the first time he's ever showed that anything actually affected him. So he is human. Yeah. But I think he'll learn from that. Adam Booth will definitely be working those abs, working that core, so that doesn't happen again. Because I guarantee whoever he fights next will be going for his body, but he'll work on that. And I think it was a great learning fight. You know, Bryant Jennings, you know, who's a consummate professional, turned up in terrific shape. You know, a good man beats a good little man in boxing. It's, you know, it's the old cliche, but it is true. And you know, Jennings he didn't seem to have the firepower to really keep Joyce off of him, but it was a really good learning fight. I tell you what, Joyce would have learned so much more from that 12-round points victory than he would have done for all 9 of his or 8 or 9 of his knockout victories. You know, this was a real learning fight, and for me, he truly passed the test. We all need those tough fights from time to time where you got to dig in. You know, you go through peaks and troughs. You know, he was hurt at one stage. He had to get his second wind. I saw him take a round off. I've never seen him take a round off, but Adams obviously said, okay, get your wind back, get your flow back, and he did that, and it was a solid points victory. On paper, it's a fantastic victory. I know he would have wanted the knockout. He wanted 100% knockout in all his fights, but in life, sometimes you don't always get what you want, and he got a real solid victory against a world-class opposition, and it's onwards and upwards.
This is the final one. You obviously reunited with your old rival-ish, Tyson Fury. We caught a clip of you two together, which we'll release tomorrow, obviously. But what was kind of he saying to you? What were you saying to each other when you?
No, I was just saying it's admirable the fact that, you know, he's got his life back together, and you know the promise and potential that he showed against, you know, Vladimir Klitschko. You see, at one stage he looked like he flushed it all down the toilet, but he's regrouped, he's come back, and it's taken him a little while, but he seems like he's coming back to his best. I was ringside for his last fight and the fight prior to that in Ireland, where he put on good performances, and every fight he seems to be getting better. So I definitely feel another fight in October will be great for him. Another training camp, another time getting in the ring in America, and then when he does step in those ropes against Deontay Wilder, who's also been putting on good performance, it's just going to make for an even more a hell of a fight. Because that first fight was one of the best heavyweight fights I've seen in many, many years, and the heavyweight division is absolutely thriving.
Did he say anything to you about the fight that you two never had? Like
No, I think that's all gone now. And I think the scars have gone now. He understands. I had a unfortunate physical situation which needed operations and needed time out. Same things happened to him. He's had 3 odd years out of the ring like I did. So I guarantee before that fight, he wasn't after the Klitschko fight, he wasn't envisaging being out of the ring for as long as he was. Just like I did. And life throws curveballs. It's all about how you come back from those curveballs. Yeah. He's truly come back from it. So I think it's just a mutual respect that we're both a lot older, a lot wiser. We've been through so many different things over the years, and we're still here. We're still healthy. He's still in the ring fighting. I'm happily retired, and life's good.
David Haye, thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you next week for another huge fight.
And also, there's a big fight on the next week as well. Derek Chisora, Artis Spilka. You didn't mention it, though. You didn't mention it. I'm just saying. It's a genuine fight. A lot of people haven't heard of Artis Spilka, but he's a tricky customer, and Derek's going to need to be at his very best. And it's a good thing. He's been sparring well. He's been putting the work in and putting the grind in the gym, early nights, healthy food, and Derek knows he's going to need to fight his best. If he fight how he fought in his last fight, it's not enough to beat this guy. So he's in a genuine, real fight, and after that he's obviously looking, if he gets the victory here, which we all hope and pray he does, he gets that big one against Joseph Barker. I was talking to Barker in Vegas. He wants to fight, but he's done his part against Leopas, and it's Derek's chance now to do his thing against Spilka, and then we've got a huge fight.
We're going to go into this more in depth next week.
Yes,
obviously, back at the O2 next week for White Reverse. Chisora Spilka, Alan Price. It's another heavyweight night, so
heavyweight extravaganza once again.
Yeah. David, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Definitely.